Hey everybody, it's Jason Everett, and I'm excited today because have you ever been put in the position or had the challenge of being forced into a position of leadership, or maybe you were in a role of leadership and you didn't ever expect you to be there? Well, one of the challenges with being a leader in business is that you have other people that rely on you or other people that depend on you. And one of the greatest challenges of all can be motivating your team or inspiring your team or getting your team to do what you want them to do instead of whatever they want to do. And so one of the things I learned a long time ago is I actually used to work with a couple of guys. I worked with two brothers, and one brother ran the company and everything was fantastic and he was great and really good at what he did. But the other brother, one of the challenges was he never wanted to do anything. And maybe you've seen the show Duck Dynasty. It kind of gives the example of how this works. If you've never seen the show Duck Dynasty, basically there's two brothers, they work together, and the running joke of the entire show is always, what are you going to do? They're family, you can't fire them. Well, I want to talk to you about, well, if you don't have family that work for you, how do you handle them? What can you do to make sure that your staff does what you want them to do instead of whatever they want to do? So today I want to talk about three different types of staff. So three different types of staff. The number one and the one you're looking for is what are called the willing. The willing are people who will take criticism, they will take feedback, they will make adjustments, and they're willing to adjust and adapt as necessary. Now, these are great people because they could be screwing up, they could be doing not even what they're supposed to be doing in some cases, but if you give them correction, they take the correction and they move forward and they're willing to do that. Every day of the week I would take those type of staff, even if they're not doing it perfectly, they're willing to take correction and change. The second type of staff are what are called the negatively defiant. Now, this is a challenge because if you've got somebody who's negatively defiant, it basically means that they will either say, no, I don't want to do that, or they'll resist if you give them some feedback or some corrections, or they'll say, no, I want it done this way, not the way you're recommending that I do it, or they will say yes to your face, but in private they will go, man, they don't know what they're talking about. I know what's better for the company or what's better for the business, and they'll just do it on their own. That's the second type of staff. And the third type of staff is what are called the holy, W-H-O-L-L-Y, the holy shiftless. I'll say it clearly again, shiftless. And the holy shiftless are people that no matter how much feedback you give them, no matter how many corrections you give them, they just keep going backwards and downhill, and they're just set in their ways, and they say things like, I know, or I already know how to do that, or I've learned over the past so many years is the only way to do it, and I've tried that and it doesn't work. Now here's what's important. Keep all the people on your team that are in the willing category. Retrain or work with the people who are in the negatively defiant, and if they don't turn it around, then you got to let them go. And those that are the wholly shiftless, and by the way, this is the toughest category because sometimes people are in the wholly shiftless category because they've been your performance superstars. They're the people that are at the top of the list. They know what it took to be successful, but they're living on past victories. And they're taking all their experience and they're just saying that's what it is today. And so with those type of people, you either can retrain, and sometimes there's an opportunity, or you got to let them go. So that's it for me today. Your tip on how to take a team of people and turn them into the champion level team that you want them to be. Take care.